Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Happy Christmas Eve. Hope you guys are all doing well. Looking forward to the Christmas break, looking forward to the Christmas football, the darts as well. Getting into that as well this year. So yeah, loads going on and it's pretty happy and rosy in the world of Newcastle at the moment. 3 wins in a row, through to a Carabao Cup semi-final to come. We've got the FA Cup game at the start of the year as well, so things are looking pretty good on the pitch. Some great football, but there's always something with Newcastle, and at the moment is what appears to be just the continuing F-up that is our goalkeeping situation. You know, it just beggars belief at the moment, as it's reported that effectively Eddie Howe, Newcastle, and I understand why, and we will get into it in this video, but basically how Eddie Howe is blocking the transfer of Martin Dubravka out of Newcastle United. Huge rumours, speculation that he's pretty much ready to go. Bags are packed. Saudi Arabia. Contract ends at the end of this year. Makes sense to let him go. But it doesn't look like he's going to go. And we're going to talk about why. But first, be sure to go ahead and hit subscribe and like on this video if you do enjoy it. Loads of videos coming at the moment. Loads of you guys pretty much watch my videos every day, but still haven't hit subscribe. We're so close to 50,000. I don't think we'll do it before Christmas. A day and a half to go. But, you know, to get there would be amazing for this channel. So thank you to those who are subscribed, and those who aren't, please hit the button. But as I say, things have been great in the world of Newcastle of late. Another win over the week. A 4-0 win, a 3-1 win against Brentford, another 4-0 win against Ipswich. We've got a fan here. Hello. Some great on the field performances. And now we're looking into January. Eddie Howe did his press conference this morning ahead of the Villa game on Boxing Day. I will be there. So again, subscribe if you haven't already. Hoping to make it 4 wins in 4. 4 wins in just over a week would be fantastic. But really, what Eddie Howe was asked about mostly was transfers, January window. As I've said already, Eddie Howe and the players needed to sort themselves out, and seemingly off the back of this week they have. Now it's over to Paul Mitchell. Now it's over to the owners. What can we achieve this January window? Can we bring that elusive right winger who will be linked with trying to bring in for windows and windows, or do we not need them? Is Jacob Murphy the answer to his own question after some fantastic performances of late against, some teams who've just been promoted? So I would give all the credit in the world to Jacob Murphy. Well done to him. I think he's probably far exceeded what he ever thought he could achieve at Newcastle, probably what we thought he could achieve at Newcastle, and at the very least we need some competition for that position. Even if I want to say, look, keep Murphy, he's a great player. I've got no plans on selling Murphy. But I just think to have a bit more competition, so when he does have a dip in form, because he can be a little bit up and down. Just pausing for the wind there, it's a bit windy today and cold. I did put my hat on, but I looked a bit of a wally with it on, so I've taken it off. Right winger would be great. But today's video and what was discussed heavily this morning was goalkeepers. You think a team with 5 goalkeepers would be pretty much sorted in that position, and yet somehow we aren't. Nick Pope brought him in 10 million, less than 10 million for not too long ago, and has been brilliant. Nick Pope, quality player. I think Eddie Howe was right in, at the time replacing Dubravka, where we thought we didn't need replacing, has come in and done a fantastic job. Isn't great with his feet, but the shots he stopped for us over the last few seasons has been immense. However, for me, I think Nick Pope still hasn't got over his elbow injury. There's lots of question marks on why he doesn't catch the ball and why he doesn't do this. I think it's because he's got an injury, a longer one than thought, or it hasn't been fully healed, or is it a confidence issue? But the amount of times he punches the ball instead of catching it, I think, has to raise a question. And leading into that, Nick Pope has picked up another injury. So who we're going to bring in? We look at the long bench of goalkeepers. Who are we going to play when Nick Pope is injured? Could it be 40-year-old-ish John Ruddy, who I appreciate has kind of been brought in, I imagine, as a more kind of senior member, part of the goalkeeping staff. So we'll kind of let that one slide. Is it Gillespie who, if I'm not mistaken, is he in the squad? Gillespie's a strange one on the assumption that he's not getting paid loads. He's a senior member from the local area. You know, that's still strange to me as well. So there's two goalkeepers who aren't really going to get a game. And then we've got Vlaco Dimos, the Greek international goalkeeper who we bought from Nottingham Forest. Surely he's the man to step in while Nick Pope's injured. No, it's Dubravka still, who had a really poor season last season. And don't get me wrong, I think Dubravka's been good the last few games. But so has everyone. And we've played some teams that we should be beating, and he hasn't had many saves to make. There is talk on the fact that Dubravka's actually better with his feet than Nick Pope is. And I will go as far to say as he is. But then probably so am I, which doesn't say a lot. Nick Pope ain't great with his feet. And I don't think Dubravka is either. I just think possibly you can argue that Dubravka's bringing slightly more confidence at the side. But regardless, we've got 5 goalies. One of them's Nick Pope, who's great, but having confidence and injury issues. Dubravka, who's 35, had a poor season last season. And a Greek international goalkeeper who can't get in ahead of them two, and then 2 others. So we've really found ourselves in just the most obscure position of goalkeepers. Move to today. Possibility of Dubravka leaving. Huge rumours of Dubravka's contract ends at the end of this season. It makes absolute sense to sell him now for any fee. Any. Vlaco Dimos should be the backup to Nick Pope. It shouldn't be Dubravka. Sell Dubravka for any, like $1 million, $2 million. It helps towards PSR. It's somebody off the wage. Well, he would be off the wage budget at the end of the year anyway. But we get something for him this January window. Eddie Howe has said that we can't. Well, and I agree with Eddie Howe. This is the madness of it. Is that Eddie Howe is basically blocking the transfer. Eddie Howe said the day that we can't let Dubravka go when he's playing. Like, why would you let, technically speaking, one of our starting 11 leave? But what that shows is just the players, the 2 goalkeepers we brought in the summer, in Eddie Howe's eyes, or the coach and staff's eyes, aren't better than Dubravka, who, again, last season was at fault. You know, if Nick Pope was in goal instead of Dubravka last season, I think we would have got European football comfortably. And that isn't this shade on Dubravka, because, again, he's done all right in the last few games, but we've just found ourselves in the weirdest position ever. Surely Vlaco Dimos can cover that goalkeeping position until Nick Pope is ready again. Unless the worry is that Nick Pope is still struggling with that long-term injury and isn't going to be ready, and that we need to keep Dubravka. And then you go down the route of, do we need to buy another goalkeeper this January window? Surely not. As again, there's positions on the pitch that we need players, and goalkeeper should not be one of them. And if Nick Pope's fit, I don't think it will be one of them. But I would not be surprised if Newcastle bought another goalkeeper this January. I can see us going. Well, it's an age, and goalkeeper is a position that you generally play as a bit older, and I think experience often prevails like athleticism. Is that right? As a goalkeeper, sometimes, especially if you're in a position like we are, where we've got a lot of the ball, you just need to have someone with a head on their shoulders, really, who can read the game well. And maybe that's why Dubravka's looked better than Pope in the last few games. But I can see us maybe going for a James Trafford, a buy to loan or a loan to buy situation. You guys are going to have to let me know your thoughts on it down below. I feel like I started this video quite nice and quite happy, and ended up ranting at the end. But yeah, I think Dubravka should go this January, and there's no disappointment to Dubravka. Surely, if we don't let Dubravka go this January because of needing him, I think it's crazy. You know, surely we have the backup in that position to let Dubravka go. I think it must be hard for Vlaco Dimos to come in and then still not getting ahead of, of Dubravka. There you go. But the positives are we're doing well on the pitch. When Dubravka's been in, it's good, And maybe you could look at it that how much would we realistically get for Dubravka? Is it a free? I would just looking to get his wages off the bill for the next 5 months. Or is Saudi Arabia, going to cough up 5 million? That wouldn't be bad. How much did we pay for him? Couldn't it be? Was it 5 million? Do we get our money back for him? If we can get some sort of payment in for Dubravka, I think it's only sensible to do it, not to put it off. But yeah, loads going on at the minute, loads going on the pitch, and I expect January to ramp up. I really do. I really hope that Newcastle get moving and get some work done. Let me know your thoughts down below. Should Newcastle let Dubravka go, or is Eddie Howe absolutely right? And regardless of what I say and how just like weird the goalkeeper situation is, you can't let a player go who's getting a starting game. Right, thanks for watching, guys. My hand is absolutely freezing holding this camera. If I don't speak to you before Christmas, I probably won't. Have a good one, and I look forward to seeing you all on Boxing Day. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.